Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Coach's Corner, live here at Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. I'm your host, Nate Mullins. I'm joined by Greg the Wizard Kinn on the ones and twos, and today we have a special guest joining us, Seneca East Tigers offensive line, defensive line coach, Bram White. How we doing, Coach?
Good, how are you?
Doing wonderful. Thanks for taking the trip over and spending some time with us tonight here. Sit under the learning tree with us.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about your background. For those that are not familiar, how did you get involved with Seneca East football?
I actually graduated from Seneca East back in 2017.
Okay.
I played under Coach Ed Phillips, and then I went to Heidelberg, played D-line there 1 year, and then when I was done there after that year, Coach and I talked and kind of got me back at Seneca East into the coaching game.
There you go. So you've been there ever since kind of like 2019?
Yeah, 2019 was my first year right after the Final Four run, so
Nice.
This is my sixth year now.
That's cool. Well, we were there with you guys on that Final Four run. That was a heck of a run. That's one I'll never forget. Tommy, Greg, and I were still with the radio at that time, and that was just fun ride. Fun ride to be on, but We're here at 2025, 7 years later?
Yeah, 7 years from now, yeah.
So this is your 7th or 8th year now?
This is my sixth year now, so
Sixth year?
right after 2018.
Okay,
is when I
all
took
right.
in.
So there we go. So you coach just the offensive line, defensive line. Is that how you've been pretty much since you started?
That's kind of how I started, and then JV-wise, I'll help run like offense and defense a little bit.
Nice.
So
Little
it's
play
kinda
calling?
fun that way. Yeah, a little laid back play calling. So
That's cool. Yeah, JV is kind of the testing grounds for all the fun stuff you want to do on varsity, right?
oh yeah, for sure.
So let's talk a little bit about your just your role with the team, like game day preparations. What do you do to help the team get ready on the game day? Like when you guys get to the site, you start getting ready. What's your role?
Really, I just help to line lock in. Like we do something called dark room. That's kind of a tradition over at Seneca East for the line. So I won't reveal any secrets on that.
Nope.
But
No secrets revealed here.
Yeah, that's usually kind of the one big thing we get into, and then just make sure we're ready to roll when we hit the field.
Nice. So I got to talk about this grip strength video. Did you see this video?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see? I mean, it kind of made its rounds around Seneca East a little bit. The response has been a little overwhelming, but people want to know which coach on your staff do you think could beat JT, if any?
Which coach? Oh,
because Coach Phillips right around 130, 129. He had a pretty strong grip, man.
I think I could get up there. I don't know if I'd beat JT because JT was insane with it.
It didn't even look like he was trying.
No, he just a little quick squeeze and was good to go.
But Friday, Military Appreciation Night this Friday. What messages do you share with the team about kind of representing the community on nights like this?
We always appreciate our community because like Seneca East community is top tier. Like you can't beat it. So kind of just treat it almost as like normal.
Yeah.
Just always remember who we're playing for. Really, just community.
For
having their
sure.
back. And then when you get more of them, it's definitely a little more emphasis, but just gotta keep with it.
What do you feel like is the most special thing about Military Appreciation Night when you have been there to experience everything?
Just the community involvement right off the rip. Like there's so much that goes on. Matt Schock does a great job scheduling things at Seneca East and gets a lot of people invested right away. So when you get a big crowd, it's always more fun too. So
now you graduated from Seneca East. You spent some time coaching at Seneca East. Now talk about just the environment. Tiger Nation, that's such a unique setting for football. It always has been. I mean, even you go back to the Attica days when it was in the cornfield. Like, it still is in a cornfield, but
But yeah.
I'm not sure what they grow out there in that field.
Yeah, there's. I mean,
it's in a field for
tall
sure.
kids, that's for sure. But you talk about the setting. Just it's such a unique setting, and the fans really bring that place to life. What does it mean? What did it mean for you as a player, but now as a coach? What does it mean to you to represent Tiger Nation?
Oh, as a player, it meant everything to me because my senior homecoming game, our game film, it was so shaky because the stands were so packed. They were getting rowdy.
Tell me about it.
So as a player, it meant everything. Even as a coach, it means everything. We have home field advantage because of it. Our fans definitely do love the cowbells. So they're not scared to rattle that a little bit.
For sure. And they're not scared to stomp on the stands and shake the guardrails and we have to get our camera operator up any way we can to try to get him off bleachers. It's pretty rowdy over there. I'll just say that.
Oh, for sure.
You guys got some great fans, though. I just can't say enough about that fan base. Now, I always talk to Coach Phillips, and he says, they don't have running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, quarterbacks. They're all ball carriers. So as an O-line coach, how do you kind of instill that mentality within the unit that you coach? Like, obviously, he has this way of kind of taking away roles, taking away titles from players, but more of a team identity. How does that translate to the offensive line?
Kind of the same way. Like a lot of our guys, they're smart enough that we can move them around, put them wherever we feel our best personnel adjustments could be, and then we just kind of trust our guys. That's the biggest thing. Put trust in the athletes because, I mean, they trust us. So
yeah, you put a lot of trust in your athletes for sure. Now, through 2 games, 1-1 now so far. Disappointing last week. Not the way you wanted it to end, but took that one to overtime. Nearly stole that one. Now, what do you think unit-wise, like position groups, what do you think is closest to the standard that Ed Phillips likes to hold his units to? Which unit do you think right now has kind of elevated themselves to that level where they're either close to or have reached that level of expectation?
I think overall they're all getting to that level.
Okay.
There's a lot of faith in our line because, I mean, it's Seneca East football. We always gotta love our linemen.
They grow linemen over there. I don't know what it is, but you say they grow corn? No, they grow linemen in those fields.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you said you were a lineman yourself, right?
Yep, I was left tackle, defensive end.
Now, what do you think are the most important qualities to teach and instill in linemen?
Once you hit the field, you gotta just be ready to be prepped for war almost. Like you gotta have the mindset of I'm gonna do whatever it takes, no matter what.
Now, which unit do you think needs to make the biggest jump, like right now, from this week to game day on Friday?
I would still probably say our line, just because
That's where you coach?
That's where I'm at all the time. So I pick up these little things here and there, but also just holding them to the highest standard possible because we could always get better.
Oh yeah, you got to have that standard. It doesn't matter what position group. Everybody can always get better. Now, you guys had an overtime battle with Northmore. They played Upper really tough week 1, 2. What did you guys learn about yourselves? What do you need to clean up this week as you prepare for a Monroeville team trying to avenge a loss of their own?
Yeah, really, both weeks. There's just some little things to clean up on. The biggest one, our word of the week this week, is trust. We got to be able to just trust everyone on the field. Just trust yourself even to get the job done no matter what, at all stakes. So
yeah, and there was a lot of trust in week 1 as well. 2-0 defensive win with a safety, the deciding factor in that one. Now, were you ever a part of a game like that as a player?
No, I was. No, that's a very unique type of game.
Yeah. Talk about that one just a little bit because, I mean, you're on pins and needles that whole game, right? I mean, any big play breaks away, and that's a completely different ball game. It's a 2-0 game. Talk about just, are you on the edge of your seat the whole time as a coach, or are you just kind of making sure you guys are locked in?
There are moments, like you said, where you might be able to see a big play potential develop, and then you're like kind of tensed up. You're hoping we hit it if it's us. Defensively, I don't know if I was really nervous because I have so much trust in our guys to get the job done that they just stepped up when it mattered.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have a good question here. I don't know how much you have to do with special teams because I know the line, things change up a little bit. But I don't know if you saw last week in Monroeville's game. I believe they had 2 blocked punts and 2 blocked extra points. So have you guys taken note of that and maybe adjusted to that kind of rush that they're bringing for that?
That's a great point, Greg.
Yeah, we're aware that Monroeville, there's a storied program as well. They're going to bring everything at you, so we just got to be prepared for it. When they come full go to try to block something, our guys are aware that hey, they will get after it and come pretty hard there.
Yeah, they got their hands on quite a few of them last week. I think at least 2 blocked extra points and a couple of blocked punts as well. So they got a pretty good special teams unit. They get after it, and they got some guys that can really return the ball deep. So that's something to keep your eye on this week. Is Calvert really didn't give them many opportunities to return too many balls. They try to keep it away from the deep men when they kicked it off to them last week. I think that was kind of their strategy, was to keep it out of the hands of those guys that are kind of those big play threats. So just something to keep an eye on, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
Now, talk about that 2-0 defensive win. It showed the value of field position, like hidden yards on the field. Like, how do you coach that mindset across all 3 phases of the game? You talk about those hidden yards, field position. What are some of the messages that you like to get out there?
Once again, I would say the trust. You have to have trust that, hey, our defense can get this done. But yet again, if we get the ball on offense, we're ready to attack and kind of roll. And same with special teams. That was probably one of the rare games that we've actually went into a punt formation to try to help flip the field. And our Jackson Gayhart did a great job there.
Typically, you guys don't punt. It's more of a pooch punt situation. It's sometimes, I don't think that that's even a play in the playbook over there at Seneca East, because it'll be 4th and 11, and you guys are still lining up like you're going to go for it, and then the quarterback takes a couple step backwards, and that's kind of the Ed Phillips offensive MO over there. So you don't really know what's coming, but a lot of times you kind of do know what's coming.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to go for it on 4th and 11 from your own 30-yard line, but
if
least
you're not
keep them
ready
honest.
for it,
if you're not ready for it, hey.
It's a unique look that kind of affords you the opportunities if they're there on defense. If you see something, you can always take advantage of that.
Now, talk about this team as a whole. Like, what's unique about this team's personality when you zoom out on the whole locker room?
I would just say their brotherhood. Like the way, early this summer, they would go back during the 2-day breaks and they would just play golf or whatnot. They're just always hanging out doing something like that. So
that's cool. That's kind of the vibe I got from Duck when I was over there talking with him preseason. He's like, hey, we're just all bros. We just like hanging out. Guys are hanging out outside the locker room after practice. Just having a good time, and it's not anything that is out of the norm. It's like an everyday thing. It's not like they're doing this for, hey, the cameras are here, so we're hanging out being buddies. No, that's just how they are.
Oh, yeah, they're always with each other.
Let's say, Nate, me and you noted when we were over there for Media Day, we had gone to several schools in the area, and they felt like they were the most relaxed and just tight-knit group of kids when we were over there doing that. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on there with them, a special group of kids.
Now, Monroeville, this team, they bring a physical identity. You talked about the storied program without giving away any game plan, any kind of obviously, Coach Phillips doesn't like giving any bulletin board stuff, but what do you need to see from your front units on the offensive and defensive line to kind of set the tone?
We just got to come out nasty. Our line has to be ready to roll because their D-line is going to bring it. They have one hell of a dude in Dunlap, so we just got to be ready to go from play one. He might make a couple plays. I would expect it, but we got to be ready to bounce back and respond even better.
Big time. And I tell you, last week, that's one thing that Calvert, I was curious to see how they would respond after their week 1 loss to Mohawk. I hate to keep bringing them up, but they played Monroeville last week. So I have a point of reference here. And, when we saw the way that they kind of controlled the line of scrimmage and controlled the trenches, that's something that I expected to see from them from week 1. And it showed up last week. Now, I don't know if that's just a matter of them playing Monroeville and having a little bit of a chip on their shoulder from the week 1 loss or what it was, but, boy, they really dominated in the trenches, and that was key to that game. I really think they wouldn't have been able to do what they wanted to do had they not been able to control up front. So that's going to be key for you guys. Being nasty, I think, that's a good message to send to your guys for sure. Be physical, be nasty. Now, last year, the result didn't go the way you wanted it to. Obviously, that one got away from you. Now, is there anything that you can take away that kind of carries into this year's meeting? Like, obviously, different guys on that team, different dudes on your team, but can you take anything away from that?
Just kind of looking like we just said, their D-line kind of set the tone, and we were a little lackadaisical probably at the start. Then when we tried to get around with it, it was already kind of out of grasp. So just be ready right off the rip and just don't ever let them even get a chance.
Yeah, you got to be ready right away. And, last week they got kind of punched in the mouth. Calvert hit a big play right off the rip, but then they answered right away. And they had there was a lot of back and forth initially until Calvert kind of pulled away. That's going to be something that you'll have to kind of instill in your guys from the start is just being able to weather the storm, being able to weather that initial push.
Yeah, because Monroeville is a 4-quarter team for sure.
Yeah, they're going to come out, they're going to throw some punches, and we just got to be able to take it and respond back.
Absolutely. Now, on offense, you guys like to spread the ball along. Everybody gets touches. All the ball carriers get touches. What are some of the cues that you guys like to look for to tell you what's working?
Really, we just try to take what the defense gives us and just trust our guys to be athletes.
You're just looking at the defense to see what they show you and then kind of adjusting your play calls from there?
Yeah, some of it will be that, and then some is just like Jimmy's and Joe's. You got to have your dudes there.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot more about Jimmy's and Joe's than X's and O's when it comes down to it. I mean, you talk about Division 6, Division 7 football, it's a lot of hard-nosed, tough football. And, yeah, it comes down to Jimmy's and Joe's for sure. Now, special teams, Greg talked about special teams. They often swing these close games. You played a couple of close games already this year. What are the collective keys this week that you've been able to kind of emphasize with that unit?
Just cleaning things up still. Like, whether it be hustling down the field, trying to stop them from returning a punt, or like he already brought up the fact that, hey, they're going to bring everything they got when you go to kick a PAT, punt the ball, anything like that. So just keep everything clean as we can and roll with that.
Yeah. Now, Monroeville's already faced a couple of contrasting opponents. You talk about Macomb, Calvert. what's some useful information that your team can gain from any film that you might have on them those first couple weeks?
Really, that just they're going to want to run the ball as much as possible. So really, our front seven on defense has to be ready to roll. But yet, the second you start to lock in on that, they're going to try to balance it out, and they're not afraid to attack.
Now, for families, veterans in the stands, what do you hope they feel about Seneca East football by the time that clock hits 0 on military night?
I hope they know that we're disciplined and ready to roll team, that we're going to give it our all to help honor as well everyone that's sacrificed what they've done.
Represent Tiger pride. Now, I wanted to ask Coach Phillips this. Coach Phillips wasn't able to make it tonight. We appreciate you coming on the show with us, but what does the complete team performance look like this Friday? If fans watch and they say, that's Tigers football, what did they just see across all three phases?
I'd hope they see that we can dominate. Line of scrimmage, outside guys can do their part, and they can dominate as well. But really, as long as we get the win, that's what Tiger Nation's about.
Getting the W?
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. So, Coach, talk a little bit about your offensive line, just leadership right now. Who are the guys that are kind of leading the way with that unit?
Really, across the board, our line's been filled with great leaders. This year we have 3 senior starters in Mason Holmer, Braden Drowski, and Brett Martin. So they've kind of been around a little bit, multi-year starters now. And then we got Landon Hicks, who's a junior. He started part of his freshman year on. And then we got good guys who all have experience as well. We got some depth this year, which is nice.
Now, you've spent some time with the JV squad this year. I got to talk to you a little bit about this, Coach. You got a quarterback on that JV squad who's something special. I got my eyes on this kid. This kid's I think he's the next big thing. I really do. I've got my eye all over this. I've been watching him since he was, 4th grader for Tiffin Youth Football. Played for the Browns down there when I was a coach. And this kid, I'm watching the game. In JV games, you don't see the ball in the air very often, okay? They run the ball almost exclusively in JV. But when this kid had the ball in his hands, you talk about just the arc on these balls and just the beautiful touch that this kid had as a 5th grader, 4th grader. I mean, now you're seeing it as he develops into a now 9th grader, and this freshman class is something special. You got, 25 kids on this freshman team?
Something like that, yeah. We got quite a bit.
Talk about just, obviously, you've got seniors on this team that are leading the way, but this freshman class, what's it like for you as a coach to kind of lead some of these kids and see the potential that's there?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Like you were just saying, I call offense on JV this year, so being able to have Branson there is
10 touchdowns in 2 games. Yeah. Is that what I saw?
Oh yeah,
averaging 5 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
The one game, first game, kid had 6 touchdowns before half. They benched him after halftime. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that this is the next big thing, but I've got my eye on this kid. That's all I'm saying, and I'm watching what you guys got going on over there. You're building something special over there.
Oh yeah. As long as this freshman class can take notes from the seniors that we got and kind of instill that work ethic, we could have something special rolling.
And it's not just about that one kid either. There's, like I said, there's 25 kids in that class. There's a lot of talent there.
Oh yeah.
A lot of kids that I've seen come up through the ranks, whether it's youth football, whether it's playing in middle school. I've seen these kids growing. This is their time, and they're. I'm excited to see how these kids develop and how it translates into Friday nights. Because right now you're seeing it on Saturday mornings.
Yep.
And it's got to be fun to watch, man.
Oh, it's a blast with these guys. They got so much potential as long as they keep working at it.
It's got to be like Colin Madden or something out there, right?
A little bit, yeah. It's nice.
All right, Coach. Any shout-outs you want to give here?
Just shout out to the whole Seneca East community. Thank you for your support, and let's get after it on Friday.
All right. Well, once again, Coach Bram White, the offensive line and defensive line coach for Seneca East, joining us here on the Coach's Corner. Folks, make sure you share the video. Like, follow, subscribe. That helps us all. But please, share this video. It helps us reach new audiences. You never know who might be wanting to watch what we've got going on here. Once again, thanks to Coach Bram White for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks to the Wizard, Greg Kinn, for all of his efforts. And thanks to the fine folks here at Benchwarmers for all their hospitality. Thanks to you for tuning in. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Have a great night, everybody.